welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Air Force officers, 6 others paraded by the Department of State Service, DSS, as kidnappers. Federal government confirms payment of 360 billion naira to PHCN staff as severance allowance. Former Kaduna State Governor Balarabe Musa examines the presidential letters, says General Obasanjo is as guilty as President Jonathan. And South Sudan's President Salva Kiir claims the town of Bor has been recaptured from rebel soldiers. All our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. Or you can then interact with the Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android and Windows 8 platforms. If you have a picture or a video to share with us on preparations for the Christmas or other things, just tap on the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions to share your report, pictures, and videos. Now, the wind of defection by members of the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Party has continued, this time in Kaduna State. A former chairman of the PDP in the state, Yaro Makama, is among the dozens of party members who announced their defection to the opposition APC today. The others include 7 members of the Kaduna State House of Assembly and 4 former commissioners. Kaduna is a home state of Vice President Namadi Sambo and has been ruled by PDP since 1999. The defectors were received by the APC interim chairman in the state, Hakim Baba Ahmed, at a venue located in Malali GRA in Kaduna. Well, this looks like a good Christmas gift for all former staff of the Power Holding Company of Nigeria, PHCN. Now, figures from the presidency revealed that as at today, over 360 billion naira has been spent on the payment of severance benefits to workers of PHCN. The president's advisor on media, Dr. Ruben Abati, told Channels Television today that the Bureau for Public Enterprise has been the agency supervising these payments and that this is in accordance with the agreement on the settlement of the severance benefits of the workers. Giving the breakdown, Director General of the PPE said that at the beginning of the privatization process, 401 billion naira was spent on labor liabilities in the sector, while 315.6 billion naira was received from the sale of PHCN assets and several governments' contribution amounting to 360 billion naira. He attributed the initial delay to the fact that some were not initially captured, while others deliberately refused to fill the forms provided. Let's now join Gloria in our Abuja studios for more on the news at 10.
Thank you, Suleiman. Well, President Goodluck Jonathan has insisted that the forthcoming national conference will resolve the contentious issues currently hindering the progress of Nigeria. He promised to ensure that when Nigerians assemble for the conference next year, they will have every opportunity to forge the required consensus for sustained national peace, unity, and progress. The president stated this while felicitating with Nigerians on the occasion of Christmas and New Year celebrations. He urged Christians to rededicate themselves to the virtues and ideals which Christ preached and exemplified during his earthly ministry. The president stated, and I quote, "It remains my sincere belief that no height of human accomplishment is beyond us as a nation if we can overcome our differences and put the progress and well-being of the country above all other considerations," end of quote. Well, security agencies in Plateau and Kaduna have deployed more men to strategic areas in the states ahead of the Christmas and New Year holidays to ensure hitch-free celebrations. The Special Task Force in Plateau State and the Kaduna State Police Command say they have made adequate arrangements to ensure that public places, including churches, markets, and recreational centers, are well secured during the period.
Residents and other travelers at the Central Motor Park in Kaduna Metropolis in a rush to catch any available vehicle to their hometowns where they hope to celebrate Christmas with their loved ones despite the hike in fares. To ensure passenger safety, luggages are double-checked by officials of the National Union of Road Transport Workers.
Particularly if we discover that a passenger's luggage is under suspect, if we are not sure what is carrying, we normally invite those security personnel to go through and check because they have the power.
But the safety of these travelers is as important as those staying behind. The State Police Command has promised that security will be beefed up at designated locations.
We can't be in every house, but we are strategically positioned. I have been discussing with the security people in the churches, in the mosques, hotels, what else? I've had meetings and meetings with them on what to do. So we just expect them to behave as they've been instructed. If you see anything, call the police. If you hear anything, call the police, and we'll be there in good time.
In Plateau State, the Special Task Force is also making efforts to make sure that both visitors and residents are protected throughout the festive period.
There will be provision of security at all churches and recreation centers. Those securities at recreation centers will be complemented by the local security arrangement of those places. Also, snap and temporary checkpoints will be increased throughout the Yuletide season.
While the promises made by these security agencies should not be played down, many will be looking forward to see that a repeat of several terrorist attacks witnessed in the previous Christmas holidays doesn't reoccur.
It's some hours to Christmas and Nigerians are on the roads traveling to various destinations to mark the Yuletide with family members and loved ones they probably haven't seen throughout the year. The increase in the number of road users is bound to result in the hike in a number of vehicles on the roads and the consequent build-up in traffic. Our correspondent Henry Ogunjimi traveled through the Lagos-Shagamu axis of the Lagos-Benin Expressway, considered to be one of the busiest roads in the country, and reports that the traffic is gradually building up. He also spoke to officials of the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps, Federal Road Safety Corps, and National Emergency Management Agency, who are collaborating to ensure an accident-free season.
This corridor of the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road, the Lagos to Shagamu corridor, has the highest record of traffic on a daily basis. This road carries about 83,000 vehicles.
With many traveling for Christmas and the New Year celebrations, that number is bound to increase, and this is why relevant agencies like the Federal Road Safety Corps, the Ogun State Traffic Compliance and Enforcement Corps, and the National Emergency Management Agency have taken to the highways to manage the situation.
NEMA is involved because, at the peak of the year like this, a lot of mishaps happen on the road. And we're also involved with the road safety, in collaboration, so that people moving from one end of the city to the other, can be cautioned.
FRSC's head of operations at the Lagos office explains the reason for the motorized speed control patrol strategy.
We have observed that speed is a very major factor causing road traffic crashes. And as much as possible, we want to control the speed of road users, so that the more we control the speed, the more the crashes will reduce. The legal speed limit is 100 kilometers per hour on an expressway. And that's why we want to at least establish that to cut across board on this Lagos-Ibadan Express. That if we can keep vehicles at 100 kilometers per hour, we won't have anybody going above 140, going above 160, and more vehicles will be in control, more drivers will be in control of their vehicle.
NEMA and FRSC have also strategically deployed officers and men, as well as ambulances and mobile clinics in various locations across the country, just in case any accidents occur. Henry Ogunjimi, reporting for Channels 10.
In his own goodwill message to Lagos residents, Governor Babatunde Fashola says the state is safe for all but urged individuals to coexist peacefully. Governor Fashola, however, frowned at how Nigerians drive with no training and no obedience to traffic rules, building the houses without permits, no professionals and no standard materials, doing business with no records and no care of the business environment, among others. He called for a retrace of step from a culture of shortcuts to the path of hard work. Meanwhile, Lagos residents have been reminded again to register in the state's ongoing registration exercise so that the government can effectively plan. Well, this was reiterated at an event to mark the 2,400 days in office of Governor Babatunde Fashola, held at 3 different senatorial districts of the state.
It's been 2,400 days in office, and the administration of Governor Babatunde Fashola wants to tell the citizens of Lagos all that they have done, and so they go to the 3 senatorial zones with their report. It was done simultaneously in 3 locations: Lagos Central, Lagos East, and Lagos West senatorial districts.
We've added 1,240 new classrooms, and for secondary schools, we've done 3,964 new classrooms, not buildings.
The Lagos State government handed over the Ijegun Olorunsogun micro water scheme. Now, this is a scheme that is guaranteed to produce 50,000 liters per day.
These are some of the things that are provided for them in some of those localities. These are fishermen, when fishing equipment are given to them in their localities.
The people gathered in their numbers to hear from the government they put in power, but while some have commendations for the government effort in rebuilding the state, others felt there are a couple of areas that need to be improved upon.
I really appreciate what the governor is now doing. When are able to complete the room and the training.
And again, the people are reminded to register to help the government plan.
If we have a working age population of a certain number, we want to see how to generate employment to suit that class. And that is why it is so important that all of us that are residents in Lagos State must go now and register.
It's less than 17 months to the end of this administration, and of course Governor Babatunde Fashola will be quite aware that the citizens of Lagos will in no time present his scorecard on how well he has performed during his time in office.
Well, that's it from the nation's capital. It's back to you, Suleiman.
Well, many thanks, Gloria. Well, when the news at 10 returns, Nigerian Stock Exchange closes for Christmas break. Please join us again.